Welcome to the Unpopped Review, movie reviews from a movie lover and not a movie critic. This movie sure did receive a lot of hate. Its trailer is even the most disliked trailer of all time. But is it that bad? Let's find out. This is Ghostbusters. So in Ghostbusters, when the paranormal begin to spring up all throughout New York City, three scientists and a subway worker must team up to take care of the ghostly threat. Now, because of all the hate that this movie received so early on in its production, I'm actually going to flip with how I'm going to review this movie and start with the ugly. And let me tell you, nothing was ugly. There is absolutely no reason why anybody should not see this movie, whether you like the original Ghostbusters or not. So since there is no ugly, we're going to move right on to the And the only thing that I am nitpicking, and I mean nitpicking in this movie, is that the tone is different than the original Ghostbusters. If somebody asked me today how I would describe the comedy of the original Ghostbusters, I would have a really hard time. I know it's definitely funny, and I would maybe consider it witty, but I don't think that really does it justice of how funny it really is. The original Ghostbusters is just a good, funny film, and I can't really put my finger on why exactly that is. But this movie, I definitely can say why it is funny. That's why I'm putting this in the not because the tone is bad, just that it is definitely different than the original. And now we're going to finally move on to the good. Everything else. And that is basically the entire movie. The acting is great and funny. The characters are great. The script is great. The villain is, well, starts off not great, but then becomes great. And every single character in this movie, I was really afraid they were just copying the exact character traits from the original. But each person definitely had their original traits and personality, and brought something unique and different to this Ghostbusters. Especially Kate McKinnon as Holtzman. In the trailer, she looked like she was going to be the worst part of the movie. She was actually 100% the best part of it. Then you have Melissa McCarthy, Kristen Wiig, and even Leslie Jones is really good. And of course we can't forget about Chris Hemsworth. Flipping the script and sexualizing a man rather than a woman was definitely different, interesting, and really funny. And I really loved the new technology that they brought into the film. There were really interesting and new gadgets that were able to be made besides just the basic proton pack. And I loved every single one of them. So although Ghostbusters received a lot of hate way before it even came out, it is definitely worth your time even if you are slightly interested of how good or bad it is. So before you pass judgment, before you just go in saying it's going to be bad because it's Lady Ghostbusters, go in and watch this well-directed, well-acted, funny movie. And the best way to think of it is going in as if the original never existed. Because although I love those originals, this most recent Ghostbusters is definitely a product of this time, and it is a good product of this time and should not be held back for that. So with all those many great things to be said, I say Ghostbusters is worthy to see in theaters and then buy on Blu-ray. And I really hope that people aren't afraid of this movie, go and see it, and it makes a ton of money. So that's what I thought of Ghostbusters. What did you think? And what's your all-time favorite movie acted by an SNL cast? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Remember to always keep it unpopped.